New England Patriots versus Buffalo Bills reaction video. This is an instant reaction. I just finished watching the Buffalo Bills and the New England Patriots this week. And let me say this, this wasn't a surprising game to me at all. I felt coming into this game, and please, if you're a Patriots fan, if you're a Bills fan, please comment below. Let me know what you saw, because I'm not a fan of either game. I don't of either team. I don't come in with any bias, but I'm also not an expert on either teams either. So let's make this interactive. Let me know what you saw. But Buffalo Bills, my impression coming into this game is that Buffalo, analytically, if you look at some of the stats and all that stuff, Buffalo was a little bit stronger, especially with Gilmore out. And Buffalo really should, in my opinion, take the reins in this game and probably win, I think, by maybe 7 to 10 points. I believe the Patriots came in here as 4-point underdogs, and I can't remember exactly, but I think I actually took the Patriots to cover, because that's just what this team does, man. Under Bill Belichick, they always cover when they are underdogs, and they covered even though they lost. They covered the spread here. So, a couple things. Buffalo, it was nice to see Buffalo take advantage a little bit more of the run game. I know the weather probably had a lot to do with it. And for a while, really, Buffalo was having trouble moving the ball. I think towards maybe the middle of the second quarter, end of the second quarter, they started working the sidelines of the fields. I believe that led to an interception a little bit later in the game in the third quarter or something. But, Buffalo was adjusting. I still love Brian Dable as a play caller. Devin Singletary, we're talking about the running game here. And New England just got shredded by San Francisco in the running game, so I think that was the right thing to do, again, especially because of this weather. Zach Moss has 14 carries, 81 yards, and 2 touchdowns. That was crucial touchdowns there. Josh Allen adds a touchdown, 10 carries, 23 yards. By the way, Josh Allen only has 11 for 18 today in passing, 4 yards, an interception. Devin Singletary, though, adds 14 rushes for 86 yards, 6.1 yards per carry for Singletary, 5.8 for Moss. So that's the way you attack the New England Patriots. In the passing game, maybe it would have been a different story if the weather wasn't so poor, but Stephon Diggs still had 9 targets and 6 receptions for 92 yards. John Brown had a big one later in the game. It was his only catch, 1 catch for 21 yards. Cole Beasley, 2 catches on 2 targets for 24 yards. But, Buffalo scoring 24 points, I would have liked, if I'm a Bills fan, I would have liked to have seen them score about 28 points and have this game outside of jeopardy late in the game. Now, what's interesting to me, Patriots, and again, please, Patriots fans, comment. Let me know what you think. I'm not throwing shade here. I'm just, commenting and saying what I saw. Look, is it possible that Josh McDaniels isn't that great of a football tactician? I will readily admit that Bill Belichick is the greatest football mind that I have ever seen. That includes Bill Walsh. I was watching football back in the days of the San Francisco 49ers. But who gave the San Francisco 49ers trouble in the 80s and early 90s? The New York Giants defense led by one Bill Belichick. So I'm a huge believer in Bill Belichick and the way he gets his team ready to go, how smart this team is. But McDaniels, I don't know. I mean, to me, at this point, is he a little bit of an unknown entity? And the reason I say that is, last year, I felt very strongly that all of the criticism going towards Tom Brady was completely unfounded. I didn't see a lot of separation from the receivers. I didn't see a lot of people, frankly, picking up Tom Brady. They had some injuries last year in the offensive line. They couldn't really get the run game going, so it was what it was. Now, this year, they get Cam Newton. The first 2 to 3 games of the season, Cam Newton looked like an MVP candidate. And then, he sits out a week. He sits out that Chiefs game. He's come back, and his passing just doesn't look that great. I think part of this is, personnel. I don't see a lot in the receiving core, and I think N'Keal Harry and Julian Edelman both out today, right? So there wasn't a lot out there to begin with. But still, the Patriots come out trying to sling the ball to begin the game. I really feel, and we've seen this with the Bills fans, you'll know this, the defense right now, analytically speaking, is probably a mid-grade defense in the NFL. You don't think of them as that, but they are at this point in the season. And I've seen teams have success running the ball. So I was really surprised that the Patriots didn't do that. Now, they generally do what isn't expected. That's their kind of thing. But man, I really think they missed an opportunity, and they were trying to throw the ball a little bit too much to begin the game. And once they started settling in with Damien Harris in the running game, they started winning at that point. Now, what I mean, not of course winning the game. They lose by 3 points. But at that point, they had the momentum. And Cam Newton, unfortunately, if you're Patriots fans, fumbles the ball at the end of the game. It is what it is. That happens. But Cam Newton goes 15 to 25 for 174 yards, no touchdowns. Now, who does that remind me of, that stat line? That reminds me of Lamar Jackson. Why can't this Patriots team, who plays fantastic defense and has some talent in the running game, why can't they play the Baltimore Ravens, offensive football? And I will say, Cam Newton, he's not as fast as Lamar Jackson. Yes, I know he's older, but he is a better passer than Lamar Jackson. He is. So why can't the Patriots just do that? That's what they were doing to open the season. I feel like they're getting away from that. And I think it's a mistake. Damien Harris, 6.4 yards per carry, 16 carries, 102 yards, and 1 touchdown. And let me say something. Everybody, if you play fantasy football, daily fantasy, you know this, right? Everybody's like, oh, Patriots running backs, what's going to happen? Damien Harris is by far the best running back on this roster. He can catch, everybody. Damien Harris can catch the ball. Why he's not a factor, and let me, look, I just completely disagree with specified roles in an offense. Rex Burkhead will run the ball. He will catch the ball. James White's in there. You know you're not going to get ground and pound from James White. If Damien Harris is in there, you know you're not going to get a lot of wheel routes and option routes or anything like that from Damien Harris. And what that does is that gives the defense clues. This is the NFL. It isn't that hard. Well, it is, I guess, for some teams. But it's not hard to diagnose. Yes, it's hard to stop. But if you're giving the defense clues based on personnel groupings, I think you're doing your offense a disservice. It's unfortunate. Again, Damien Harris is a unique talent. He was one of my favorite running backs coming out of last year. He gets buried in the depth chart early in the season. Might have had injuries. I don't know, Patriots fans, you tell me. But didn't really jump on the scene until this year. But he's looked good when he's had the opportunity. Give him more opportunity. How do you do that? You work him in the screen game. That's it. Taking him off the field and having Burkhead run routes and James White run routes. I know I'm not opposed to that, but don't make it so specific with personnel groupings. It drives me nuts. James White adds 2 carries for no yards. Rex Burkhead has 6 carries for 26 yards. So your slash in this system is basically Burkhead. When he's on the field, the Patriots will either pass or run the ball. When Damien Harris is on the field, they are running. When James White is on the field, they are passing. I don't think that's the right thing to do, especially with the team like in the Patriots that, frankly, is having issues connecting with the receivers. Jacoby Myers is the top receiver this week, 10 targets, 6 receptions, 58 yards. Damiere Byrd adds 3 catches for 39 yards. Nothing to write home about. Again, when the Patriots run the ball and they play defense, they're going to be in every game. I think that's the problem right now. They're getting away from that. And if I'm the Patriots, I play 2 running backs the entire season. I have, either Harris and Burkhead on the field, or I have Harris and White on the field all game long. I don't even care. And then let's see what we have at tight end. I know Ryan Izzo, 2 catches for 24 yards. What's up with the rookies? Keen and was it Ozzie, the other guy? Again, Patriots fans, you know more than me. Comment below. I'd be curious to get your take on that. But, interesting game, fun game. Buffalo, I think they should have won. They did win. Not in convincing fashion. New England falls to 2-5. 2-5 is bad. They're not out of playoff contention, but this mystique behind the Patriots. Let's be honest with this, everybody. Tom Brady counted a little bit for this mystique, right? The Patriots mystique. On-field leadership matters, and I'm not saying that Cam Newton isn't that, but I'm saying is there's a leadership change in this organization, and this is a game I think Tom Brady might have been able to pull out. Especially with the Patriots coming out trying to pass early in the game. I'm sorry, I think that was a miss for McDaniels and the offensive play coaching at that point. So I didn't love the calls, but Bills, good win. Congratulations. I would say take control of the East, but you got to pay attention to the Miami Dolphins. They're coming. Now, they didn't have a great offensive output with Tua at quarterback, but the Rams are a pretty tough defense. I know the Bills lit them up earlier in the year, but the Rams are playing really good defensive football right now. I think Miami's 4-3. Buffalo's now 6-2. Awesome, but we expected Buffalo to win this division. Patriots, it's put up or shut up time. And I think the thing that you have to do, New England, is run the ball with reckless abandon. That's how Baltimore wins most of their games. And if the Patriots finish, what do they got? 9 games left. They finish the rest of the season 7-2. If they finish the rest of the season 8-1, which is possible, I wouldn't say likely, but it's possible, especially as the weather gets worse and it's all about defense and running. They'll be in the playoffs, and then they're going to be in the playoffs on a run. I think this team could be like the Baltimore Ravens with the way they play defense and the way they can run the ball when they stick to it. We just got to see it happen. So there's my take. Please, once again, Bills fans, congratulations. Comment below. Patriots fans, tough draw, man, 2-5. Comment below. Let me know what you are thinking about this season and beyond. Appreciate it. We'll be doing some more game reactions. Go ahead and once again, like, subscribe, comment. We'll catch you again soon.